Well, thank you for joining us because you know we are going to tell you the truth. We're going to give you the facts because we want you to be better informed to help make this a better United States of America. Since Congress is in recess this week, not a lot of congressional happening now, and the president happening now is in the process of fine-tuning a rework of his executive order relative to illegal immigration. While at the same time, liberals and the liberal media continues their meltdown simply because Donald Trump is doing exactly what he said he would do. And in addition to that, he's just enforcing the laws. But that's driving the anti-Trump folk, the Trump trippers, crazy. And the more they go crazy, the more we move toward a better America.
A better America.
Let us move past the differences of party and find a new loyalty rooted deeply in our country.
Herman Cain's connected, unfiltered perspective every day.
The liberals' tactics of SIN, shift the subject, ignore the facts, name call, continue. But I have noticed over the past several weeks that they have now added two other tactics to their constant drumbeat of against anything and anybody Trump. And I call it speculations and opinions. Acronym, so. Because if you speculate, or if you give an opinion, just because you have a place to write a commentary, or just because you have a microphone, doesn't mean that people are going to pay attention to your speculation or your opinion. For example, just this morning in preparing for the radio show, Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, he did just that. Because, as a matter of fact, it turns out that the Democrats, led by Mitch McConnell, not Mitch McConnell, I apologize, led by Chuck Schumer, they want to scare people with their speculation and their opinions. Minority Leader Chuck Schumer has now said GOP may split from Trump. Really? How does he know that? He does not know. Where did he get that from? He made it up. Why would he throw that out there? To scare people, especially Republicans. And it's an anti-Trump, Trump tripping message. He also said this morning, I saw on an interview, that the Trump administration is putting together a mass deportation plan. They just don't want to admit it. How does he know that? He doesn't. Where did he get that from? He made it up. Because they are doing everything that they can to delegitimize, slow down, distract from this administration and this president. Last night on the Sean Hannity show, he gave a litany of statistics on his TV show about crimes committed by illegal immigrants in this country. Illegal. And then he brought on Fox News contributor Geraldo Rivera. Geraldo complimented Sean on his statistics and then immediately pivoted to what the TV news stories would look like if the administration was rounding up 11 million undocumented immigrants in this country. Geraldo's pivot was pure speculation. That's all. Pure speculation. He couldn't just stick with the fact that Sean was talking about illegal immigrants, criminals. He had to pivot to speculation. What if? So when Chuck Schumer says they have a secret mass deportation plan, and then you got people like Geraldo who just happens to have a microphone that he's a guest on Fox to speculate that what if you saw pictures of them rounding up 11 million undocumented immigrants? They don't have such a plan in the works. But that's how they scare people. And the latest administration's directives on immigration says nothing about the 11 million undocumented immigrants in this country. Nothing. Nada. Zippo. And Sean Spicer was on earlier. And Sean Spicer, we played earlier, underscored once again, it's about going after illegals in this country. He says the new policies on immigration enforcement should, first of all, come as no surprise.
This is consistent with everything the president has talked about, which is prioritizing the people who are here who represent a threat to public safety or have a criminal record.
And he goes on to say that the guidelines make sure that deporting dangerous immigrants will now be a priority.
The message from this White House and from the DHS is that those people who are in this country and pose a threat to our public safety or have committed a crime will be the first to go.
That's what they're doing. And so Geraldo speculated to scare people. SINSO. He speculated, what if it were 11 million undocumented immigrants? He won't even call them illegals. Second example. CNN's news host Chris Cuomo warned that these anti-Trump protests will soon or later result in somebody getting hurt. He's speculating. He's giving his opinion to scare people so they can blame President Trump. All of the violence has come from angry anti-Trump protesters so far. None of the Trump supporters have started any violence. None. Because if they had, you better believe that the liberal mainstream media would have been showing it over and over and over and over again. The violence has come from the anti-Trump protesters, some of whom are being paid to be there, and they cause violence if necessary to become a news story. That's what's going on. Now, many of you heard about legislation to repeal and replace Obamacare. It's happening in Congress. Speaker Ryan has said it is. President Trump has said it is. I talked to 2 congressmen personally yesterday, and they said that it is. But the Democrats continue to speculate that the Republicans do not have a plan. They speculate because they don't want people to believe that they're going to actually get it done. Is it going to be tough to get done? Yes, because of the legal, legislative, congressional headwinds that they will necessarily run into. So when they say the Republicans do not have a plan, yes, they do. It's called getting it right this time. They're not working on a 2,700-page document that they're going to shove down the throats of the American people. No, what they're trying to do is to put it in place a structure that will repair the damage that was done by the Unaffordable Care Act. But the Dems and the liberals keep speculating that they don't have a plan. Now, if you are a listener to this program, make sure that you send an email or a message to your U.S. representative and your 2 senators and encourage them to support the leadership of President Trump on repeal and replace. They will get squeamish, so they need to hear from us. So if it's not that, they're trying to say that the whole thing relative to the tax changes aren't going to happen. It's going to happen. It's going to happen. And there again, they keep saying, well, you're not going to be able to get all of those tax changes put in. Why? Because it's never been done before. So what? Remember, they said Donald Trump couldn't get the nomination. He did. They speculated that Donald Trump wouldn't win the presidency. He did. And they were wrong. Now some of them are out there spreading venom that he ought to be impeached. Why? Because of false fascist accusations. That's what they're doing. I saw part of Tucker Carlson's show last night, and he had a guest on there that I would not have allowed her to stay on as long as he did because she kept talking over him. Her name was Sarah Taylor. She is a writer for Revolution newspaper. She sits on the advisory board of World Can't Wait and is the initiator of StopPatriarchy.com. She called Donald Trump a fascist, name calling. She talked about his hair, name calling. She made accusations that simply weren't true, ignore the facts. And her mission, supposedly in life, is to try and have the people rise up against this fascist leader who has his finger on the nuclear codes. And so you've got those people out there that are tripping like that. Truly, truly tripping based upon no facts. So the liberals are now exploiting speculations and opinions. Why? Because they have no facts, they have no logic, they have no plans, they have no constructive ideas. Speculations and predictions. Speculations are predictions. And the liberals have a terrible record lately. And opinions are respected if they have a track record for credibility. They don't have a good record on that either. Liberals, you're not doing too well. Maybe it's time to hush and listen. You're listening to the Herman Cain Show.
Delivering trusted solutions for a better America.
He's telling America what we need to hear and helping activate everyone.
Okie dokie. Almost got a full bank of calls here.
All right. We'll do it.
Herman, Ashley said that you summoned while I was out.
I don't remember why I called your name. It'll come to me shortly.
See, you came in at the right time, Jared.
He doesn't remember what he was going to ask you to do. Oh, I know what I was going to say. See there, Shani B, it came back to me. I was going to go over with you the nuggets that I want you to recycle for tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Because I didn't get to all of them.
Let's do it.
Okay. Still in the military.
Okay.
Gobbling up Popeyes, that story.
Okay.
Escaping certain death.
Oh, the cow story?
Yeah. Police officers had to run down a cow. And then the cow died of a heart attack once they caught him.
That poor cow. When they send the cows to the slaughterhouse, they put them like through a maze because they'll see what's happening ahead of them and they panic. So they have them go where and that's sad. I feel so bad, but they're so tasty.
National Security Advisor does not require Senate confirmation within the service, and so they do need approval. Now, he could take a demotion of one level and not require confirmation. But if he wants to continue at that level and work for Trump, he has to be confirmed by the Senate. I believe he's going to go through that process. Why take a demotion? It affects your retirement income. And as it turns out, Colin Powell went through the same thing when he was asked to be head of the Joint Chiefs of Staffs. Instead of take a demotion, he went through confirmation and got confirmed. So, H.R. McMaster, General, he will have to go through confirmation, but that should not be a problem. 877-310-2100. Coming up, wall-to-wall calls on the Herman Cain Show. And Jarrett. Jarrett. He's not there. Oh. Is he on the phone?
Thank you for asking.
Hey, Jarrett. Shane. Shane. They're doing it again, folks. He didn't push the button so they can hear me. Shane. See, I have to send him a text and say, hit the button. I don't care how loud I talk. He's got a button that cuts me off so they can't hear me. That's what's happening right now. He does this every once in a while when he gets tired of hearing me. Jeez.
Oh, I thought you walked away.
No, you
At
didn't.
least your text message worked.
You didn't hit the button, so I had to send you a text to say, hit the button.
Oh, hello. I thought you were going to ask for something. I didn't.
I'm sitting here talking to Jared, you,
He ain't here either.
and he's gone now. I tell you.
Hey, good help's hard to find. I was enjoying P-Funk.
I'll be back.
Is that what
Gotta take
all
a
this
break.
was about?
Hello, Will. You've got a minute on rapid fire.
Hey, Herman, I wanted to answer your question. I think that it is a combination of both of what the things you said. I do think that they think they can ruin his reputation, and I think that they are sore losers. They haven't suffered a loss like this in over a decade.
Yes.
But I think the most important thing is they're in complete desperation mode. They lost the executive branch. They lost the legislative branch. They definitely are going to lose the judicial branch. And all all they really have left is the media. So they're trying to use that as hard as they can to try and prepare for the next 4 years, because for all of eternity they have promised the minorities and young people, my age group, everything under the sun for 6 months every 4 years to get the vote. And then they do not talk about it again until the next 6-month period comes up.
That's true.
And they know that he's not going to, unless Donald Trump turns out to be the greatest con man in United States history, they know that everything they've been promising people, Donald Trump's actually going to do, and it's going to ruin the Democratic Party's chance of ever getting a hold on this country ever again.
I agree. I mean, if he accomplishes half of the things that he said that he's going to accomplish, because he's still got to deal with Congress and some unwilling Democrats. And when you listen to Chuck Schumer, their whole mission is to stop, stall, and try to hold back everything at every turn that Donald Trump and the Republicans put on the table. But I think you're right. They are in a desperate mode, and all they have is, let's see how much mud we can throw out there and see how much of it sticks, because they are trying to give their supporters and other Democrat voters false hopes, quite frankly. And the other thing, Will, is that it clearly shows that they care more about political power.
That's probably what it is, y'all. You all
than they do
texting back
about
and forth.
the people or the good of the country. Thanks, Will. Steve, you've got a minute on rapid fire.
Hey, good day, Herman.
Can Jared hear me?
Yep, we're here. We're here.
Jared.
Yes, sir.
In the About America piece, I saw some others I want you to recycle. The one about no sanctuary cities.
Oh, yeah, the poll. That's a great poll.
That's a great one they need to recycle. Put it in the main stuff, though.
Okay.
And riding the EPA ship, I like that one. Costing the taxpayer. So, yeah.
I threw that one about costing the taxpayer in there, too, because I thought that was funny, because it's like, oh, really? You want to call him out for going to Mar-a-Lago?
I'm going to use that as an example of news you can lose.
Okay, perfect.
I mean, all of the money that the previous president spent for golfing trips and stuff, and now they want to, 1 month in, they want to start talking about how many times he goes down there to do business. He's working 7 days a week. So what? They just don't have anything else to pick on.
So recycle it for tomorrow, Herman, or are you going to use it now?
Tomorrow. Recycle all those for tomorrow.
Yeah, what's your first name? All right, Eric. Well, he'll talk to you here coming up, so keep the radio off and just keep listening through the phone, okay?
This Sarah Taylor girl, she has had a misspent youth.
No, she's the golden child.
Oh, no, she's not.
Speculai. Why? Oh.
It's bugs.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I'll pass that on to him, okay? Okay, thanks. Bye. Instead of saying speculating an opinion or speculation an opinion, call it speculi, because they're lying. Thanks. I'll be here all day.
Oh. Oh. Oh.
I only had $1 for every stupid call I got.
Yeah.
Herman should start calling it speculi.
Oh. That was painful.
Didn't know we had so many associate producers.
We ran with every suggestion.
Didn't know we had so much help out there.
We don't need any more. All right, anytime.
Welcome back. You're listening to the Herman Cain Show. And some of you all are watching us on the stream. Welcome also. Don't forget to go to hermancain.com in order to read our commentary with an attitude, including a commentary on the piece I just did about speculations and opinions, and how they really don't matter if they don't come true. And that's why we like to hear from you. Good.
Illegal immigrants that have come into this country that have committed crimes, many of them being protected in sanctuary cities.
Right.
They are not American citizens. Yet, we have young people and older people that are in our jails and penitentiaries that have committed those same crimes.
Right.
And they are American citizens.
Yes.
And the immigrant who committed crimes in this country has more rights than our own American citizen. So a good lawyer, I think, could get those people out of jail by using this particular situation.
Interesting. Did not know that they could use that situation. I have a very good lawyer friend. I'm going to run that past him because I haven't heard anybody trying that. But your point is a good one. This is why President Trump is clamping down on sanctuary cities, to not allow them to be protected and harbored, and they are criminals or they've committed crimes and they shouldn't be there. Very good suggestion, Jody. I'm going to run that by a couple of attorneys and see whether they could make that kind of an argument. Very good. Daniel, you're on the Herman Cain Show. Daniel, what's on your mind today from Florida?
Hi, Herman. How you doing? Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
I just wanted to talk about, in my opinion, probably the biggest problem with the left today.
Yes.
And I'm 18. You know, this was the first election I ever voted in.
Congratulations.
And I think probably the biggest problem with the left is that they conflate diversity and multiculturalism as if they're the same thing. You know, the left, I don't think, understands that not every culture is equal, and there are different cultures more civilized than others. And the left, to appear virtuous, tries pushing cultures together that are at odds with each other. For example, the West and the East.
Yes.
And pushing them together to appear diverse, even though it'll end up with a culture war.
You're making too much sense. You know that, don't you? You are exactly right, Daniel. I'm serious. You are exactly right. They do confuse culture and multiculturalism. And
it's going to end up with the death of the West in order to appear like they're not racist, and they keep calling us racist and everything, even though it's going to end up with the death of freedom.
You're absolutely right. A book called The West's Last Chance by Tony Blankley. If you haven't read it, I read that book. It talks about exactly what you are talking about. And it says that Europe has already fallen to this mixture of people misunderstanding the difference between culture and multiculturalism. They have already succumbed to some of the negatives of that. But we here in the United States, we still have a shot at not going that particular route. This is one of the reasons that I believe that President Trump got elected. And this is why the liberals are all in a twitch over him enforcing the laws so we can keep the criminals out. The other thing that does is that it will discourage people coming here who want to isolate instead of assimilate. They didn't create an environment for assimilation in some countries in Europe. Now they are paying the price. It's okay if you come to this country. It's okay if you observe your cultural traditions. But when it comes to what laws are going to be enforced, we all have to live under one set of laws. Very perceptive on your part, Daniel, to be such a young man. But the book is called The West's Last Chance by Tony Blankley. You ought to be able to find it at a library, even if you can't find it to purchase it. But I read that book. It was so captivating, and he described just where we are today. Thank you very much for calling. Very insightful. Shanny B, he's 18 and he's insightful. What's up with that?
There's hope.
There's hope
for our future.
Yes.
You hear that, Jared?
Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that.
Happy birthday, by the way. Today's Jared's birthday.
Yes.
So I asked him this morning if he outgrew being a millennial.
And he hasn't grown out of the category yet, has he?
I think there are some things that will last a lifetime,
guys. Now, you're our favorite one, though.
But happy birthday, Jared. Now, let me ask you this. So that means that the millennials, you don't really outgrow being a millennial, because that means that whole category just keeps getting older. So what are you going to call them when they are 70 years old?
They'll still be millennials. It's like baby boomers. Or
baby boomers.
That's right. That's right. Okay.
It was a joke.
Oh, got it.
Wait, where's my?
No, because we didn't get it. Happy birthday, Jared.
Well, thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
We really mean that, man. Happy birthday. And since it's your birthday, I'll give you a compliment. We're happy to have him on the team, folks, and he's doing an outstanding job, and we wish him well. By the way, since this came up, his predecessor, Clark Barrow, you've heard me talk about Clark. Well, his predecessor, Clark, is now the special assistant to the U.S. Treasurer in the Trump administration. Pretty cool, huh? Hey, we breed winners around here. You touch the Herman Cain show and you go nothing but up in
You're
life.
next, Jared. You might be.
No pressure.
You could
right?
be
No
chief
pressure.
of freaking staff.
877-310-2100. Eric, you're on the Herman Cain show.
Oh, my God. Mr. Cain, what a pleasure to speak with you.
Well, thank you. I hope I didn't scare you.
One of the saddest days was when you bowed out of the presidential primary a few years back. I was really devastated because you were my guy.
Well, thank you.
I'm just replying to your message about the people should reach out to their representatives.
Yes.
I do that quite a bit. I have the Capitol switchboard on speed dial.
Great.
And I spoke to Maxine Waters, secretary, one of her secretaries, I guess, this morning after hearing that comment that she said about a word that I don't think a congresswoman or a lady should be using.
Right.
And instead of taking my comments, she decided to debate me. And I told her about back in New York. I'm from New Jersey. Donald Trump's famous for dumping plenty of donation money into New York.
Right.
And he won the Rosa Parks Award, friends with Muhammad Ali and such other great African Americans that are all friends with him until he ran against Hillary Clinton. And I said, you talk about tone.
Yeah.
She said, well, he said some bad things and racist stuff. I said, well, what did he say that's racist? And by the way, Mexico is a nationality, not a race. She said that he said bad hombres. That just translates in Mexican. He was courteous enough to use Mexican language or Spanish.
Yes.
For bad people.
Now this was one of Maxine. Wait a minute. Wait, Eric. This was one of Maxine Waters' staffers you were talking to.
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Ago.
Yeah, go ahead.
And as far as Speaker Ryan, he says, well, your voice needs to be heard, and he gives you 15 seconds to leave a message.
Yeah.
And Chuck Schumer's line will not pick up. If you are interested, I can give your people the 202 area code number 2, the Capitol switchboard.
Yep, we have it. We're going to post it, and I'm going to start putting it up there. So, Shandy B, I actually put that number up there. That is a great idea. And
Thank you so much for what you do for this country.
Well,
Mr.
thank
Cain.
you. And, your call and your experience is sad. It is sad that you call to have a dialogue and give your opinion. And what did they do? They tried to debate you. But one other thing came out of the conversation you just shared with me and with us, and that is they are basing their opinion on what's out there in the narrative or what somebody said or some accusation. It's not based upon fact. They have their perception of why they don't like Trump, and they aren't interested in changing it. So, Eric, thank you for trying, but also call your representative, because she's not from Florida. I think she's from California. Make sure you got yours on speed dial, and I think that's good. The number, folks, is 202-224-3121. That goes to the Capitol switchboard. So if you call that number, you can say, would you connect me to Congressman X's office, not Congressman X. There's no Congressman X. You fill in the blanks. Or Senator, whatever your senator's name is, and they will connect you. So I highly recommend that you follow up with what Eric suggested and call them and say, please don't get swishy. Please follow the lead of President Trump on repeal and replace Unaffordable Care Act. Please follow his lead on major tax overhaul. Those are the two key messages. Not all of this rhetoric that you hear out there at all. Thanks, Eric. Very good feedback. Carrie, you're on the Herman Cain Show.
Herman, good morning to you. It is so exciting talking to you.
Thank you.
And I am in Georgia.
Okay.
And I just wanted to relate a conversation that I had yesterday.
Yes.
When I went to pick up a prescription for my husband. And in getting the prescription, a lovely black woman waited on me, and she commented because the prescription was less than $1. We've got very, very good insurance.
Great.
And she said, "Oh, you've got wonderful insurance. You're so lucky." I said, "Yes, we really are. We're thankful every day for it." And she said, "Yes." She said, "So many people, prescriptions are so high that so many people can't afford them."
Right.
I said, "Oh, yes, I know. We are thankful." And then she went on to say, she said, and even worse than that, she said the government is getting ready to take away everyone's insurance. I said, no, what are you talking about? She said, well, the president, he's getting ready to cancel everyone's insurance.
No.
And then what are people going to do? And I said, oh, no. And I had luckily there weren't a lot of people in line, so I had a real quick, quiet conversation.
Right.
I said, you're not getting the full story. I said, yes, the government, the president is getting ready to do away with what we refer to as Obamacare in order to replace it with something much better and cheaper, because I said right now people can't even afford their prescriptions
Right.
because of the high, and I hit the high spot. Herman, she was just amazed.
Well, Carrie,
amazed to hear that.
Congratulations. You exercised saving the savable. Someone willing to listen to the whole story. You happen to know the whole story. You happen to have the time to share the whole story. And as a result, you help to correct the perception that she has gotten, obviously, from some of the liberal media. Thank you, Carrie. That's what I'm talking about, folks. You're listening to the Herman Cain Show.
When you're listening to Herman Cain, you won't miss any breaking news, and you'll never miss out on a single solution for a better America.
They just want to scare people. That's all they're trying to do is scare people. All right. Let's do some stream of love here. Well, they're not talking to me. They're talking to each other on the stream. Good. Jared Lynn wishes you happy birthday.
I think Jared stepped out to celebrate. I hear the sounds of shot glasses and gurgling. I don't know what the gurgling is.
See, he's got all these happy birthday wishes.
Everybody must have a cold out there because they're all coughing.
I had a... Oh. You don't say. We have a streamer who's tuning in from England. I love the Brits. What's their name? Hello, RJ from Nottingham. Welcome to the Herman Cain Show. I have a decent British accent if I need it.
I wonder if when he listens to the Herman Cain Show, if he feels compelled to
Talk like us.
Talk like us. You know,
I always
poor
feel
grammar.
compelled to talk like Brits
Saying
if
things
I
like-
talk to a Brit. If I talk to somebody from Jamaica, man, I start to talk like a Jamaican.
Well, our British friend that's streaming, we should ask. Let's see, how can we do this?
What's his name, RJ?
Artie? I would love to get a recording of him saying "shucky ducky."
Oh.
If Artie could download the WSB radio app,
Yes.
and use the open mic, and I'll keep an eye out for it. We
All
will
right.
use a fine British shucky ducky on the air. I think it would be
That would be
so classy.
That would be very classy. RJ,
Oh,
go
RJ?
to WSBradio.com and we have a radio app where you
Well, no,
can
you do it through the App Store or Google Play.
App Store or Google Play. We want you to do an aw shucky ducky so we can have a British version and we will play it on the air. Where does he go, Shane, to be?
It's an app.
It's an app.
Yeah.
What kind of app? A open mic app?
An app. It's the WSB radio app.
The WSB radio app. And leave us an aw shucky ducky.
WSB is in Welcome South Brother.
Yes. And we'll play it on there. Shane DeB said he's going to be on the lookout for it. Well, thanks for tuning in, my friend. Spread the word. Okay.
All right, farewell, guys.
Farewell, Jared.
All right.
I'll see y'all in the morning. Hopefully I don't die tonight.
Have a great birthday, man.
Oh, yeah. God, don't die.
No, that's right.
Well, if you die, do it after the briefing.
That's right. After
Mr. Sensitivity.
So much cooperation and
Yeah, don't die before you finish your work.
Oh, boy.
Send Lisa a text to, I forgot to ask her to get me that food for thought list that I had 2 days ago. I ended up giving it to her and she put it away. Tell her either reprint it or pull it out. Food for thought. I want to use some of those tomorrow. For tomorrow. Yeah. Don't need today. Man, we covered a lot of stuff today, Shana B.
We did. Covered a lot of ground.
Lots and lots.
News-wise, it seems like it was kind of quiet, so I'm sure that,
Yep.
you know, it's always the calm before the storm.
Yep.
Mm. 30 seconds.
Thank you, Lynn. But I can't work all day. I'd pass out.
Anytime.
Actually, is line one good or not?
Line 1 is wonderful. This is Ashley Fresca speaking.
You're on. You've been on.
Poor invitation. Thank you for listening to the Herman Cain Show. Kenny, welcome to the Herman Cain Show. You got about 30 seconds. What's on your mind?
Hey, Herman Cain, this is Ken. I'm a long-time listener. I've loved you ever since you were on the Bort Show and everything. And,
Thank you.
I have a question for you.
Yeah.
I'm an addict in recovery. I have 28 years of active addiction, and I've just recently, sought help and got clean and everything. But one of the problems I'm seeing with a lot of other people that are going through it, I actually was able to get past this, but others aren't, is the stigma that's related to people that are going through recovery. I mean,
Right.
and now when people are in active addiction, they commit crimes, they, cause problems and wreak havoc. Even no matter how good of a person they were before, afterwards, they do some things that, I ended up going to prison for it. I got a felony record, and it's a pretty harsh one. And some of the jobs out there will refuse to even consider me because of the crimes that I committed when I was using drugs, actively.
Here, let me respond to here's the thing. The government cannot be that complete interface. This is where churches have various ministries. I would try to direct people to churches. Not only do they help people if they have the resources and the ministries, not only do they help people get off of whatever their addiction is, they also help them to connect with life, other people, and so forth, etc., to get themselves in a position to be able to get a job. That's the advantage of going through churches and other social organizations instead of depending upon the government. Thanks a lot for the call. You're listening to the Herman Cain Show. I'm your host, Herman Cain.
Sorry to yell at you. The second I went, anytime, and I potted you up, is line 1 any good? I was like, oh, crap.
He was good. He was good. Wish I had more time with him, though. Bye, y'all.
Have a good day.
Thank you.
Number 1.
Thank you. Did you turn it off yet? Shane start cursing, so turn it off.